playing center field from Florida, Texas, number 26, Connor Rainey. Hitting second from Vancouver, British Columbia, catching number 20, Rico Domingo. Giants right fielder hitting third from Fort Worth, Texas, number 21, Lane Snow. Your designated hitter is in a cleanup spot from Monument, Colorado, number 34, Matt Rhodes. The Giants' first baseman is from Riverdale, California, hitting fifth, number 13, Running left field, hitting six from Abbotsford, British Columbia, number 5, Connor Martin. In his seventh spot from Delta, British Columbia, second baseman, number 32, Scott Allen. The Giants' third baseman hits 8 from Calgary, Alberta, number 17, Carter Hurkin. And with the ninth spot from Goodyear, Arizona, playing shortstop, number 25, Miles Murphy. Let's make some noise for the Giants' starting pitcher tonight from Scarborough, Ontario, number 15, K.J. Jones. The Fort McMurray Giants acknowledge that this game is being played on Treaty 8 territory, the ancestral home of the Cree and Dene, and the unceded territory of the Métis. As long as the sun shines, the rivers flow, and the grass grows, we will honor these lands. It's at this time that we ask that you rise if you are able and remove your caps as we join local entertainer and educator Dan Tall for the singing of our national anthem. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in us commands. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true Lord strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our lands glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Now pitching for your Giants, number 15, K.J. Jones.
It is game 2 of this 4-game set between the Fort McMurray Giants and the Okotoks Dawgs here at Legacy Dodge Field. Game 1 last night was a thriller. It came down to the final 9th inning where the Giants would rally with 3 runs to walk off Okotoks 7-6. That extends the Giants' winning streak to 3 games. Okotoks, well, to say that they were disappointed with last night's game would be an understatement. Players made to walk back to the hotel from the stadium. They will be fired up for this contest tonight as they try to build on their 1.5 game lead of first place in the West Division. KJ Jones will get the start on the mound for the Fort McMurray Giants. It's his 3rd start of the season, 8th appearance of the year. Pitched 2 innings against Energy City on the 8th, where he only gave up 1 hit and had 3 strikeouts. His last start was against Sylvan Lake on July the 5th, a 2-1 loss where he went 6 innings, giving up 5 hits, 1 run, had a strikeout as well in that game, and he'll look to lead the charge for Fort McMurray this evening. The offense has been rolling, the defense has been solid when called upon, and they have some momentum. And as we enter the final month of the regular season, playoff positioning on the line as both Fort McMurray and Energy City won their games last night. They remain tied for that final spot in the West Division. This should be a terrific game as Jake Skaggs will start things off for Okotoks. Opened the game last night with a home run, looking to do the same again this evening against KJ Jones. And the first pitch just outside for a ball from KJ Jones from Scarborough, Ontario. Plays at South Suburban College. 11 collegiate games with South Suburban, a 4-1 record, 28 strikeouts to his name. And with an even count of 1-1 against Skaggs. This one swung on and missed by Skaggs. And Jones is up early in this at-bat against Jake Skaggs. Skaggs from Missouri. Went 1 for 4 yesterday. The 1-2 pitch from Jones. Pop foul by Skaggs over top of the press box. And this at-bat will continue between Jones and Skaggs. Jones has bounced all over the place as a pitcher this season for Fort McMurray. Between reliever, sometimes closer. He's got 1 save to his name. This one is popped again, but foul once again by Skaggs down the third baseline. Third start of the season for KJ Jones. And he's turned into one of the better pitchers for Fort McMurray, at least here in the month of July. That pitch high for a ball. The count is now even at 2-2. South Suburban, located in South Holland, Illinois. That one slapped into the outfield. Hustling and making the catch is Connor Rainey. And Skaggs is retired early for the first out of the game. One of the handful of changes to Okotoks' lineup steps up to the plate as Connor Croson. Played on Wednesday where he went 1 for 3, was walked twice, struck out twice. One of several excellent hitters on this Okotoks team. First pitch is a ball. Croson from Okotoks playing with his hometown team. A senior at University of Montevideo. .106 collegiate games, has 147 hits to his name. The 1-1 pitch, pop foul by Croson as it lands on the roof. And he's in behind the count now, 1-2. Croson's a hitter. He's got a lot of power to him. 24 collegiate home runs to his name. He's got a lot of accolades as well as he fouls this one back. Played all 54 games this past season. Second team all-conference. He has 23 multi-hit games, 16 multi-RBI games to his name. He also had a 19-game hitting streak this past season. Fouls another one off, and the count remains 1-2. KJ Jones against Connor Croson. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed as Jones gets his first strikeout of the game. And now he'll face the catcher, Logan Grant. Grant, another one of the changes, playing at Bellevue University. He's a first-team All-NSAA player for 3 straight seasons, 2023, 24, and this year as well. First pitch he faces hits the turf, and it's a ball from KJ Jones. Grant also played on Wednesday. Went 1 for 4, had an RBI, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts in that game. Up early on the count, 2-0. The pitch finds the outside of the plate for a strike. Jones isn't afraid to attack batters. He'll use pinpoint accuracy, even if he doesn't overpower many people. This one popped straight up in the air. Who's going to claim it? It's going to be Miles Murphy, and it's 3 up, 3 down for the Giants to start this ball game. We are scoreless after the top of the first.
Number 26, Connor Rainey.
The Okotoks Dawgs will turn to Jace Wessels as their starting pitcher for this evening. The Lewiston, Idaho product, who's from Bellevue University. It'll be his 3rd appearance of the season, 2nd start of the year. Went up against Lethbridge back on the 8th, where he put out 3 innings pitched, only gave up 1 hit in that game, struck out 2. He'll take on Connor Rainey to start the game for the Giants, and evens up the count at 1 apiece with that called strike. Rainey had a terrific game last night. 3 for 5, had a double, an RBI, and counted for 3 of the Giants' runs. Takes another strike. He's in behind the count at 1-2. And it might be another one of those games where the Dawgs will go a pitcher an inning, as they already have somebody in the bullpen. And unfortunately, with these jerseys that they're wearing, black jersey, black numbers with a very small red outline, it's near impossible to read who's in the bullpen. Count at 2-2. It's another ball, and it's a full count against Connor Rainey. Here's the full count pitch inside, and that's going to be a walk. Connor Rainey, the leadoff man, will be on base. And the player who had the game-winning hit last night, Rico Domingo, will step up to bat for Fort McMurray. It was his only plate appearance as a pinch hitter. Went right up the middle. The very first pitch he saw out into the outfield for the walk-off RBI single. As a runner, Connor Rainey, he's going to go try to steal second, and he'll go uncontested. It's also a ball against Domingo, who's now up on the count 2-0. Not sure if Logan Grant maybe just wasn't able to get the transfer from glove to his throwing arm. Either way, it's another stolen base by Connor Rainey this season. A 2-0 pitch high for ball number 3. And Rico Domingo in full control of this at-bat for Fort McMurray. Braden Tambone is the one warming up in the bullpen for Okotoks. The 3-0 pitch finds the inside of the plate for a strike. As the Giants are looking for a bit of a quicker start than what they had last night. Granted, 3 runs in the second inning to take a 3-1 lead before Okotoks stormed back. This one smacked, but it will float foul by Domingo, and it's another full count in the bottom of this first inning. Lane Snow standing in the on-deck circle. Rico Domingo from Vancouver, British Columbia, against Lewistown, Idaho's Jace Wessels. The 3-2 pitch fouled off by Domingo, and he'll stay alive in this at-bat. Domingo is going to be the man remembered for the game-winning hit last night, but the story was really in that 9th inning where hometown hero Lincoln Fugel, in his first at-bat of the season, gets his first career hit. Domingo smacks it. It's into the left field. It's fair. Coming around is Connor Rainey, and he'll open the scoring for the Giants. It's an RBI double by Rico Domingo. And so far, a picture-perfect start for Fort McMurray. Lane Snow will step up to the plate. 0 for 1 in a pinch-hitting situation last night. Fouls off the first pitch he faces this evening. On Wednesday, he went 1 for 4 and had a run in that game. As Lane Snow from Fort Worth, Texas gets set for the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed by Snow. He was a little ahead of that changeup thrown by Wessels, and Wessels looking for his first out of the evening. Lane Snow, 44 games with Southwest Baptist University in Texas. The 0-2 pitch, high and outside for a ball, and the count is now 1-2. Couple of strong hitters for the Giants in this part of their lineup. Lane Snow, Matt Rhodes. As a ball comes out of the Dawgs bullpen. Looks like it might be from a couple of the kids on the berm. Everyone will reset. Domingo, the runner at second, no outs, and the Giants lead it 1-0. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one was clobbered, but well foul by Lane Snow. In football, potentially 3 points, but just a long strike here in baseball. Will reset for the 1-2 count. Here's the offering from Wessels. That's high, foul territory. Coming across is Crowell to make the catch. And that'll be the first out of this first inning for Okotoks. We'll bring on Matt Rhodes, who's the designated hitter this evening for Fort McMurray. Rhodes currently sitting on a 4-game hit streak. Went 2 for 4 last night, had an RBI as well. Looking to keep the momentum going for the Giants in this first inning. First pitch, he takes it for a called strike. Trying to get an idea of what Wessels is throwing his way. Warm-up continues for Braden Tambome in the Okotoks bullpen. Looks like he is confident. He's good to go. Ball thrown to Matt Rhodes to even the count. Aguirre will be in the on-deck circle for Fort McMurray. 1-1 count, 1 runner, 1 out. Giants lead it 1-0. That one is low. Grant looking for it, and fortunately for Logan Grant, that loose ball bounced off of home plate umpire Marcus Erlinson. Otherwise, that might have been a free base for Rico Domingo. Count now reads 2-1 in favor of Matt Rhodes. Here's the pitch from Wessels. Fouled off by Matt Rhodes into the backstop. That evens the count at 2-2. Five games on the docket in the WCBL this evening. The big one that both these teams are keeping an eye on, Energy City, who's currently up 1-0 on Lethbridge. 2-2 pitch. That's popped into foul territory by Matt Rhodes. And the second baseman, Scansey, will come across to make the catch. That's out number 2 for the Dawgs. Other games on the WCBL scheduled tonight. Saskatoon in Weyburn. Sylvan Lake, they're up 1-0 on the Brooks Bombers. And then the Swift Current 57s are visiting the Medicine Hat Mavericks. Aguirre will be up to bat for Fort McMurray. A ball into the turf. Trying to find a way to bring home a runner in scoring position with Domingo at second. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Finds the inside of the plate for a strike, evens the count at 1-1. Aguirre playing first base tonight, typically a catcher. Attends Embry-Riddle University in Arizona, not to be confused with the same name school in Florida. And this one, he slaps it left field, and coming across is Elsner to make the play. Giants score 1 to take an early lead. After 1, they're up 1-0. Starting off the second inning with Fort McMurray leading this game 1-0. Zane Skansky steps up to the plate for the Dawgs, one of 5 Dawgs heading to the WCBL All-Star game. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Skansky takes a ball on his first pitch from KJ Jones. Attends Campbellsville University. Skansky having a terrific season with a batting average of .380, 7 home runs, 30 RBIs. This one, though, he'll pop up in the infield. There's going to be a hustle for it. Trying to find it's Miles Murphy, and he'll make the catch at the pitching mound. That'll be the first out of the second inning for Fort McMurray as KJ Jones able to create a handful of pop-ups in the infield early on in this game. Nash Crowell will now step up to the plate for Okotoks. He only had the 1 hit last night, but it was a big one. A home run that hit the back fence. If it cleared that final fence, it would have been in the sny. Takes a ball on his first pitch from KJ Jones. His Dawgs team down 1-0 in this game. And he'll smack this into the outfield. Coming over is Connor Martin. He makes the catch. And 2 quick outs in the second inning for Fort McMurray. Eric Mache will now step up to the plate, the Illinois State University Redbird. 2 for 4 last night. And also made a handful of excellent defensive plays for Okotoks. Showed bunt. Came around enough that Marcus Erlinson calls a strike. And that is confidence from Mache in his legs, feeling like he can outrun an infield play. Swung on and missed by Mache, and he's down in this count early, 0-2. Fort McMurray playing with some confidence on a 3-game winning streak. The 0-2 pitch is smacked right to Scott Allen. He'll make the throw, and it's another 3 up, 3 down inning for the Giants. They lead this game 1-0. Connor Martin will start the bottom of the second inning for Fort McMurray. He played last night, but made an appearance as a pitcher. 3 innings pitched, including 2 of them where he went 3 up, 3 down to give his team a chance heading into the 9th. First pitch he gets from Wessels is a strike. Connor Martin played left field on Wednesday where he went 1 for 4 at the plate. Takes the ball to even the count at 1-1. Martin attending College of the Desert. Hails from Abbotsford, British Columbia. Fouls this one straight back. Currently batting 177 on the year. Has a double, a triple, and an RBI to his name. 11 hits, 14 strikeouts. Looking to be the second leadoff hitter to get on base. And shows some patience to hold off of that pitch from Wessels for a ball that evens the count at 2-2. Popped up in the infield. Scansey will get underneath it and make the easy catch. That's out number one in the bottom of the second. Scott Allen will step up to bat for Fort McMurray. 1 for 3 last night. Accounted for 2 of the runs for Fort McMurray. He'll get his first look at Jace Wessels. First pitch in there for a strike. It's very early in this game, but it's shaping up to be a bit of a defensive struggle. The 0-1 pitch. Inside for a ball, and that evens up the count. Wessels has a terrific record with Bellevue University. Perfect 9-0 so far this year. .85 innings pitched. He's got 70 strikeouts to his name, only 15 walks. This one goes through the legs of Logan Grant. That will be ball number 2 to even the count. And behind of Scott Allen is Carter Herkin. Miles Murphy rounds out the order for Fort McMurray. Allen battling in this at-bat. This one just a bit off. It's going to be a full count. Scott Allen in the same position that Connor Rainey was in the last inning, in a full count. Grounds it to Scansey, and he'll make the play. And that's now 2 outs against Fort McMurray in the bottom of the second. Calgary, Alberta's Carter Herkin will now bat for Fort McMurray. Filled in for Zach Kavanaugh last night, went 0 for 3 and was struck out as well. Looking to break that goose egg as he takes a ball on his first offering from Wessels. There's no activity right now in Okotoks' bullpen. This one's pushed to the outfield, but covering across, making the play is Jake Skaggs, and it'll be 3 up, 3 down for the Dawgs. They still trail this game 1-0 after 2 innings of play. Kicking off the 3rd inning, Fort McMurray leads this game 1-0. Leo Cote will lead this inning off for Okotoks. Went 1 for 5 last night, had a double as his lone hit, which also brought home a run for an RBI. He'll take a strike from KJ Jones to start this third inning. Jones has been very efficient through the first 2 innings of play. However, this one's tattooed. Hustling, trying to make the plays. Martin, and he grabs it! Connor Martin with the snag. It looked like it was going over his head. Instead, it's a very long out against Leo Cote. A terrific play by the left fielder. Steven Elsner will now step up to bat. Played on Tuesday where he went 0 for 2. What a terrific snag by Connor Martin. Didn't take the best route to the baseball, but his athleticism was on full display there, stabbing the ball out of midair. And here's another one, struck into the outfield. Getting underneath it a little easier is Connor Rainey to make the grab. And that's 2 down for Fort McMurray. Bottom of the order for Okotoks, it's Jackson Farah. He went 2 for 4 last night. Also stole a base for the Dawgs. Just the one hit between these 2 teams so far tonight, as the Giants lead it 1-0. First pitch fouled off by Farah down the first base line. The Ontario kid KJ Jones will reset. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Outside for a ball, evens the count at 1-1. The clouds are really starting to roll in to Legacy Dodge Field. Doesn't look like there's any precipitation in them at this point. This one was caught by Farah, but it floats just foul. That one lands about a foot to the left. It's fair, and it could be extra bases for Jackson Farah. Lynn Benton Community College. He's a sophomore, gets set for the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. It's the second strikeout of the game by KJ Jones. And he goes 3 up, 3 down once again. Fort McMurray continues to lead it 1-0.
Number 25, Miles Murphy.
Bottom of the order for the Fort McMurray Giants to start off the bottom of the third inning. It's Miles Murphy who gets his first crack with the bat. 0 for 3 on Wednesday against Energy City, but he was walked in that game. First pitch he faces is a ball. Miles Murphy, maybe a bit of a shakier start to the season than he would have liked, but he's cleaned up a lot of the errors that we saw early on. He's made a handful of terrific plays defensively for Fort McMurray. Hails from Goodyear, Arizona, attends Embry-Riddle University in Arizona as well. Gets sent for the 1-1 pitch from Jace Wessels. He'll smash it, but it's scooped up by Scansey. He makes the play. And Miles Murphy retired in this third inning. Back to the top of the order, Connor Rainey returns to the plate. Walked in his first appearance, made it home as well, has a stolen base to his name. He'll take a strike from Wessels to start his second at-bat of the contest. Rico Domingo getting set in the on-deck circle. 0-1 pitch, high for a ball, evens up the count. Rainey showcases a lot of speed. Really, most of the outfielders for the Giants have a large range. Another ball to Rainey. That brings the count to 2-1. Just the one hit between these two teams so far tonight. A 2-1 pitch from Wessels. Finds the inside of the plate for a strike. And that evens the count at 2-2. Healthy crowd here at Legacy Dodge Field. See if it's about as big as it was last night. Did Rainey come around? No, he didn't. And that will be a full count against Connor Rainey. In the exact same situation he was in to start off the game for the Giants. And once again, Connor Rainey is walked. Rico Domingo will step up to the plate. A double his first at-bat and an RBI double to boot. As RBIs his last two plate appearances, Connor Rainey will give himself a decent leadoff. Jumps back quickly as Wessels went for the pickoff attempt. The pitch finds the inside of the plate for strike number one on Rico Domingo. Attends Okanagan College, one of two players from the Okanagan region. Nick Sove, the other one who plays with the Coyotes. Domingo, a sophomore with 47 games of collegiate experience, 157 at-bats, 13 doubles, 31 RBIs to his name. He is a contact hitter, as he's shown in his early stint with Fort McMurray. He'll face a 2-1 pitch from Wessels with Rainey at first base. It flies to the outfield. It's curving foul, and it will drop for a long strike. Lane Snow will step over to retrieve the bat for Rico Domingo, and he'll continue his battle against Jace Wessels. Count is 2-2. 1 out, 1 on. Fort McMurray leads it 1-0. Rainey got caught. A good fake by Wessels, and now Rainey's in a rundown. This one's going to go back and forth, and he's tagged out on the play. Have fun chalking that one up. And now there are no base runners. A wily play by Jace Wessels to catch Rainey flat-footed. Second out of the inning for Okotoks, and it's still a 2-2 count against Rico Domingo. Here's the pitch. Ground ball right to Scansey. He'll turn, he'll float it to first, and that will do it for the third inning. Fort McMurray still leads this game 1-0. Top of the fourth inning, Fort McMurray leads this game 1-0. The lone run coming back in the first, courtesy of Rico Domingo with an RBI double. Jake Skaggs will return for his second at-bat of the game for the Dawgs. Swinging at the first pitch and got a piece of it for a foul tip. He lined out to center fielder Connor Rainey in his first at-bat. KJ Jones remains on the mound for the Giants. A 1 pitch popped, but it floats foul. And the count is now 0-2. Skaggs resets himself from Springsteen, Missouri. Gets set for the 0-2 pitch. High for a ball, and the count is now 1-2. Skaggs plays with Pittsburgh State NCAA Division II level baseball. Up against other hockey powerhouses like Minnesota State and St. Cloud State. He'll ground one to KJ Jones and makes the easy play. That'll be the first out of the fourth for Fort McMurray, bringing up Connor Croson. Croson struck out his first at-bat against Jones in the first. Swung on and missed on the first pitch from Jones. Change up 75 miles per hour that Croson was way ahead of. Croson with 24 home runs to his name. Takes the ball to even the count at 1-1. Playing with his hometown Okotoks team, ball number 2. Count is now 2-1. Has 43 hits this season on 108 at-bats. He is a very, very dangerous hitter. He swung on and missed another pitch, and now the count is 2-2. It'll be the 5th season of the year, or of his career in the WCBL. Connor Croson, 2-2 count, fouls this one back. Played with the Okotoks Dawgs black team in 2021 during the COVID season. And has won 3 straight championships with his hometown team since that campaign. Faces a 2-2 count against KJ Jones from Ontario. Slaps this one foul. It will land in the Bob Campbell field. Just missed a couple of the kids by the bouncy castles. And this at-bat will continue between Croson and Jones. Oh, this is a tower out into left field. Martin has a bead on it, and he'll make the catch. Out number 2 of the top of the 4th for Fort McMurray. The catcher, Logan Grant, will step to the plate. Popped out to Miles Murphy in the first. Okotoks still looking for their first hit of the game. It's a ball thrown to Grant, low and inside. Second pitch just outside for ball number 2. Grant, senior at Bellevue University, hails from Calgary. In his 4th season with the Dawgs, he has 10 hits and 35 at-bats so far this year. Another ball that brings the count to 3-1 against KJ Jones. Logan Grant showing excellent patience at the plate. This one, though, jams him up, and underneath it is Carter Herkin to make the play. It's another 3 outs for the Giants, and they continue to lead it 1-0. Bottom of the 4th inning, Lane Snow will kick things off for Fort McMurray. His team leading the game 1-0. Fort Worth, Texas product, trying to give these offenses a bit of a spark. Only the one hit between the two teams. It's a ball to begin the bottom of the 4th. Snow, who attends Southwest Baptist University, a team that went 15-35 this past season, including 8-24 in conference play. Snow manages to check his swing. That will be ball number 2. Of these players coming to the WCBL level, trying to earn themselves the Division I scholarship. It's a pop-up into the infield. Matt Shea, the shortstop, is underneath it. He makes the grab, and that retires Lane Snow. Matt Rhodes will now step up to the plate. Flew out in foul territory back in the 1st. Had a terrific run for the Giants. Won't represent them at the All-Star game, but arguably the most dangerous hitter for the Giants. At least one of them, as several candidates have cropped up for Fort McMurray in recent weeks. The 1-0 pitch. High for another ball, and Rhodes is ahead of the count. Izaguirre is in the on-deck circle. This one down the pipe for a strike. The count is now 2-1. It's been a pitching battle so far here at Legacy Dodge Field. A 2-1 pitch from Wessels into the turf. Ball number 3. Rhodes trying to be the 3rd man on base for Fort McMurray. Rainey's done it twice, both courtesy of a walk. Domingo was on the pads as well with his double back in the 1st, but otherwise it's been very quiet for the Bats. And this will be the 3rd walk of the game for Jace Wessels. Javier Izaguirre Jr. will now come up to bat. Lined out to Elsner to end the 1st inning. Looking to snap his 0-4 run with the bat, and the first pitch he takes finds the inside of the plate for a strike. Rhodes on first, 1 out. Giants lead it 1-0 with 1 hit on the board. This one is pelted. It's high, it's deep in the outfield, but underneath it with ease is Skaggs. And that will be the second out of the bottom of the 4th for the Dawgs. Connor Martin will now come up to bat for Fort McMurray. The impressive thing as well, yes, there aren't a whole lot of strikeouts in this game, but we're not seeing very many at-bats going 8, 9, 10 pitches even. They've been very quick. It's led to a speedy game here at Legacy Dodge Field. As Logan Grant was trying to catch Matt Rhodes off of first base. Gets back well in time, no slide necessary. There's also a ball against Connor Martin. 1-0 pitch fouled off by Martin. He's basically been a utility player for Fort McMurray. This is his second season with the Giants. And it feels like he's played a little bit of everything. We saw him as a stint as a catcher last year. He's been playing outfield and a pitcher this season. And he takes a strike to fall behind in the count, 1-2. Rhodes at first, 2 outs. A 1-0 scoreline for Fort McMurray. Martin fouls this one back into the suites. It hits the roof and goes straight down, and I believe that might have been, is that Mayor Sandy Bowman down there who was going after a baseball? Hard to tell. It's either him or it's his look-alike. 1-2 pitch to Connor Martin. Swung on and missed. That will end the 4th inning. Fort McMurray still leads this game 1-0. Zane Skansky will start this 5th inning for the Okotoks Dawgs. Giants lead the game 1-0. KJ Jones having a phenomenal outing so far. His first pitch, low and inside for a ball. Taking on one of 5 All-Stars on this Okotoks roster this season in Skansky. Senior at Campbellsville University in Kentucky. Batting average of .348 at the collegiate level. On-base percentage of .445. He's a dangerous man with a bat in his hands. He's also been very active defensively at second base. Takes a strike here, and the count is 2-1 with the leadoff man in this 5th inning. KJ Jones would love to reach his season high in innings pitched. He's still got a little ways to go. This one is poked into the outfield, and making the easy catch is Lane Snow to retire Scansey. And that's one down for KJ Jones and the Fort McMurray Giants in this fifth. Nash Crowell from Yarmouth, Nova Scotia will step to the plate. Flew out into left field in the second inning, and it was a terrific defensive play by Connor Martin to make the catch. A ball to start this at-bat from KJ Jones. Crowell gets set. 1-0 pitch. Slaps it, and it gets by the shortstop in Miles Murphy. That will bust the perfect game bid in this fifth inning. It's a single for Crowell and a huge cheer from the Okotoks bench. Let's see, is that the proverbial cork out of the bottle in this game? Eric Matche will step to the plate for Okotoks. Grounded out to second baseman Scott Allen. Takes the ball inside to start his at-bat. It's been a defensive struggle here at Legacy Dodge Field. Both teams combining for 2 hits so far through 4 innings and a bit of play. This one finds the plate for a strike, evens the count at 1-1. And there is a tiny bit of activity in Okotoks' bullpen, but no catcher is there. Another ball thrown to Matche, the Illinois State freshman. Count now 2-1. Here's the pitch from Jones. Finds the zone for a strike, and the count is now 2-2. KJ Jones against Eric Matche. The 2-2 pitch. Poked foul as it skips towards the Giants' dugout. It caught one of the players sitting on the steps. Looks like no harm, no foul. I do see Darcy Berry down in the dugout for the Giants. Hasn't played in a while. A 2-2 pitch. Did he find the zone? Yes, he did! Another strikeout by KJ Jones. It's his third of the game. That's the second batter retired in the top of the fifth. Bio Cote will now come to the plate for the Dawgs. Lined out to Connor Martin in the third. Trying to advance Nash Crowell, who's standing at first base. A ball to start this bat once again. Sherbrooke, Quebec's Cote. Crowell's trying to go for it, but the ball is fouled off, and so we'll reset. The count ends up being evened at 1 apiece. Cote, freshman at Oregon State, gets set for the 1-1 pitch from KJ Jones. Swung on and missed, and that brings the count to 1-2. Jones looking to get himself out of the top of the fifth. His team leading the contest 1-0. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Inside for a ball. And this at-bat continues. Runner on first. 2 outs. KJ Jones against Leo Cote. Just outside, and the count is now full between these two combatants. That was close. It was tight, but it just missed the plate, according to Marcus Erlandson. And this defensive struggle continues in the top of the 5th. The full count pitch. Slapped up the middle. It misses everybody and slides into the outfield. Crowell trying to come around to third, and he'll get there in time. A single by Leo Cote. Crowell gets to third base. And runners on the corners for Okotoks. This 5th inning will continue on. Steven Elsner will step up to the plate. Flew out to center field in his first appearance of the game. Swings at the first pitch he was looking at and misses. Elsner, a third-team All-American at Bellevue University. First conference team as well this past year. Another strike against Elsner. The count is now 0-2. Batting average of .372, on-base percentage of .447 at the collegiate level. One of many dangerous hitters for Okotoks. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Jones, fouled off by Elsner. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Fort McMurray leads this game 1-0. The 0-2 pitch swung on and missed by KJ Jones, his 4th strikeout of the game. Ends the top of the 5th inning, and the Giants continue to lead 1-0.
Absolutely anything you would like. And I'm looking right next to the swag shop. There's a 50-50 table. If you want your tickets, you never know, you could be the winner for tonight. So pick up a 50-50 ticket. You're supporting the Giants and Fort McMurray Minor Baseball. We're having a blast down here on Legacy Dodge Field. Pick up some swag, grab some snacks, grab some drinks, and just have fun. And one more thing before I go. I'm looking over behind me one more time. Who's that? It's DJ Nate. We're having a silent disco. I'm going to pick up a pair of headphones right now, and you should too. So head down there right behind me. We're going to get this disco underway. And help me out, Giants fans. Let's make some noise.
Here we go. Second baseman, number 32, Scott Allen.
Scott Allen will be the leadoff hitter for the Fort McMurray Giants in the bottom of the 5th inning. Just the 1 run to speak of. That was all the way back in the 1st. First pitch swinging. It's a high tower into left field, and underneath it making the play is Elsner. It's been a defensive struggle between these two teams. Pitchers have reigned supreme, even though there's only been 5 strikeouts combined between the two of them. Wessels and Jones, they have been efficient. Carter Herkin will swing at the first pitch he faces and fouls it off. A line out to center field in the second from the University of Toronto Varsity Blue. pops this one into foul territory. Crowell trying to track it down over his shoulder, and he misses it. When landed just beyond his glove as he tried to reel it in like a wide receiver. Just a long strike, and Carter Herkin's at-bat will continue on in the bottom of the fifth. Clouds continue to roll in from the north here at Legacy Dodge Field. Darken the field of play as well as the concourse level. The 0-2 pitch to Herkin, high for a ball. And hoping there's no rain or precipitation in this cloud bank. It's not supposed to rain until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. 1-2 pitch outside for a ball, and that evens the count at 2-2. Miles Murphy in the on-deck circle. Carter Herkin digs in, fouls off another pitch. Count remains 2-2. It's the fifth pitch from Jace Wessels, this at bat. Couple Dogs are waiting in their bullpen. No activity on Fort McMurray's side. The 2-2 pitch, that one is slapped. It will land in left field. It's going to be a single for Carter Herkin. And the second hit of the game for Fort McMurray. Terrific job by the Calgary, Alberta product to battle in this at-bat and get himself on base. And now Miles Murphy will step up to the plate. The Goodyear, Arizona man. 0 for 1 so far in this game. Grounded out to the second baseman. First pitch swinging, it's high. It remains in the infield. Underneath it will be Matt Shea to make the play. And that's the second out of the inning against Fort McMurray. Connor Rainey returns to the plate. Walked in both of his at-bats so far tonight. He also accounts for the lone run of the game for both these two teams. First pitch he sees from Wessels is high for a ball. Connor Rainey will continue to battle. He was caught in a rundown in his last at-bat. Counts is now 1-1 against Connor Rainey, who's pushed it to a full count in each of his at-bats tonight. Rico Domingo in the on-deck circle, hoping he'll get another chance at Wessels. The pitch finds the inside of the plate for strike number 2. Runner on first, 2 outs. Giants lead it 1-0 in this defensive struggle at Legacy Dodge Field. Here's the pitch from Wessels. High for a ball, and that evens the count at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch from Wessels. Swung on and missed, and that will end the 5th inning. The second strikeout of the game by Jace Wessels. Fort McMurray, however, still leads it 1-0.
Seriously, we are going to have a mechanical ball. This is going to be insane. You need to come tomorrow, check it out early on the mechanical ball. You have a chance to ride it. It's not going to get your own country out.
We're into the sixth inning. Fort McMurray leads this game 1-0. KJ Jones remains on the mound for the Giants, trying to reach his season high in innings pitched in a single session. He'll go head-to-head against Jackson Farah in the bottom of the Dawgs order. First pitch just outside for a ball. Jones in his third start of the season, 8th appearance of the year. Throws a strike to even the count at 1 apiece. Has 4 strikeouts so far in this contest. Only has given up the 2 hits. This one high for ball number 2, and the count is 2-1. There's a little bit of activity in the Dawgs bullpen, but nothing imminent, it appears. This one, Farah gets a piece of it, but it bounces to Izagirre, who makes the easy out. And that's 1 retired for Fort McMurray. Top of the order, Jake Skaggs will step up to bat for Okotoks. 0 for 2 tonight. His last out bat, he grounded out to KJ Jones. Jones muscles one over the top of the plate for strike number 1. His team leading by a single run that came back in the first. Second pitch inside, evens the count at 1 apiece. Skaggs started his NCAA career with Abilene Christian University in northern Texas. Medical red shirt last year and transferred to Pittsburgh State. He had himself a solid season. Faces a 1-2 pitch, which misses the catcher Domingo, and that will be ball number 2. KJ Jones gets set for the 2-2 pitch against Jake Skaggs. Here's the offering. Fouled off by Skaggs into the backstop. And this at-bat will continue between Jones and Skaggs. Skaggs has made a couple of plays defensively out at center field. A home run to start last night's game. He's been held quiet in his previous 5 at-bats. Takes another ball, and that's now a full count between Skaggs and Jones. 1 out, nobody on. Fort McMurray leads it 1-0. Jones against Skaggs. This one's hit, diving is Allen, but he's unable to knock the ball down. It will be a single for Jake Skaggs. And a runner on base for Okotoks as Scott Allen. It was a terrific attempt, but he just couldn't reel the hot bouncer in. Connor Croson, who's also headed to the WCBL All-Star Game next Saturday, will step up to bat. 0 for 2 so far tonight. And he'll spark this out to right field. It's another single by the Dawgs. Back-to-back hits, and they are threatening in this 6th inning. Late into the game for KJ Jones, and it'll be a mound meeting for Fort McMurray to see where Jones' head is at and see how tired he might be. Somebody is marching over to the bullpen for Fort McMurray. It will be Eli McKean who will start his warm-up procedures for the Giants. KJ Jones will look to find a way out of the top of the 6th inning, maintaining his team's 1-0 advantage. He'll go head-to-head against Logan Grant, who's 0 for 2. Popped up in the infield in both of his at-bats tonight. KJ Jones with his first pitch of this at-bat, outside for a ball as McKean continues his warm-up procedures with Braden Ionetti. 1-0 pitch from Jones. It's hit right to Izaguirre. He'll turn one, try to make the double play, and he's got it! A terrific defensive showing from the Giants to get them out of the 6th inning. And they continue to lead it 1-0. The Giants are looking to turn some stellar defensive play into momentum as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Fort McMurray leads this game 1-0. Rico Domingo will lead things off for the Giants against Jace Wessels. First pitch of the bottom of the 6th is smoked right into the glove of shortstop Mache. And just like that, a quick out to start this bottom of the 6th. Domingo, a laugh. He knows if that found a way around Eric Mache, he would have had 1, if not 2 bases. Instead, Lane Snow will step up to the plate for the Giants with 1 out against Fort McMurray. Sees a strike over the inside of the plate. Both teams with activity in their dugouts. Chase Tucker from St. John's, Newfoundland, warming up for Okotoks. Eli McKean from Rimbey, Alberta, the man for the Giants in their bullpen. Another ball thrown to Lane Snow brings the count to 2-1. Have a feeling that Jones' night might be done, and we'll confirm that in the top of the 7th. Snow came around for strike number 2. The Dawgs have had a couple of players go through bullpen procedures. I feel a little more confident that Tucker will find his way into the game. Snow swings on and misses, and that will be a strikeout for Wessels, and out number 2 in the bottom of the 6th. Just the 2nd strikeout of the game by Wessels. His team continues to trail the contest 1-0, and now Matt Rhodes will step up. It's 0 for 1 so far this game. Walked his last at-bat. He'll foul off the first pitch towards the Dawgs bullpen. Rhodes, designated hitter instead of his regular first base position, recently committed to Butler University. And watches a ball hit the turf in front of his toes. They even the count at 1-1. Fans taking in a pitcher's duel here at Legacy Dodge Field. The 1-1 pitch finds the zone for a strike. Rhodes shaking his head, doesn't necessarily agree with the decision. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Did he come around? No, he didn't. That will be a ball. And this at-bat continues between Matt Rhodes and Jace Wessels. Izaguirre in the at-bat circle, hoping to get a shot at Wessels in the 6th inning. The 2-2 pitch hits Rhodes in the back. And Rhodes will end up on first base. Izaguirre will now come to the plate for the Giants, looking to extend this 6th inning. Just gave a fist pump to the catcher, Logan Grant. Dawgs manager coming out for a conversation. Let's see, is there going to be a pitching change here for Okotoks? Quick conversation between the infield for Okotoks, ensuring that everyone is well aware of their assignments and the strategy. And now disperse, and Wessels will remain in the game to face Izaguirre. Izaguirre, who hails from Riverside, California. Embry-Riddle University product, taking aerospace engineering. Was part of the CalPAC all-defensive team this last season. And he'll take a high ball for his first pitch of this at-bat against Wessels. Runner at first, 2 outs. 1-0 game in favor of the Giants. The 1-0 pitch. Oh, did that catch Izaguirre? It's a wild pitch, so Matt Rhodes will advance to second base. And it'll be a 2-0 count against Izaguirre, who puffs out his cheeks real quick as that one almost went off the top of his helmet. Both pitcher and batter will reset. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Slapped. It bounces. Scooped up by Mache. Trying to make the throw. It's in time. And that will do it for the 6th inning of play at Legacy Dodge Field. Fort McMurray continues to lead it 1-0. Starting in the 7th inning, Fort McMurray leads this game 1-0, and KJ Jones will remain on the mound for the Giants. The next out he gets will officially put him into the longest appearance of the season. And the first pitch pops straight up by Scansey into foul territory. Izaguirre will make the snag, and it's officially the longest outing of the season for KJ Jones with the Giants. That will be his 86th pitch of the night as well. He'll now go head-to-head against Nash Corral, who's 1 for 2 so far, a single his last at-bat. Dawgs with 4 hits to Fort McMurray's 2, but it's the Giants who lead this game 1-0. First pitch pulled down the third base line. It gets by Carter Herc, and this will for sure be one. And Crowell will be held at first base for a single. So the Dawgs are aggressive with their at-bats to start this 7th inning. Out-of-town scoreboard. Energy City and Lethbridge tied at 3 apiece. Sylvan Lake leads Brooks 3-1. Berries and Weyburn knotted up at 2. And the Medicine Hat Mavericks hold a 4-1 lead on the Swift Current 57s. A strike thrown by Jones to start his at-bat against Matche. Runner on first, 1 out. Giants lead it 1-0 in the top of the 7th. Eli McKean is ready to go, but Jones gets a foul ball out of Matche, and he's down in this count 0-2. Tucker was also warming up in the bullpen for Okotoks. And I feel like there's going to be a pitching change by these two teams any minute now. Matche calls for time as they're making the mess in the press box and behind us. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Inside, did that catch Matche? It looks like it might have, and Matche may have just been hit by a pitch. Crowell's already at second base. Matche grabbing his right arm. And it does appear to be a hit by pitch call. Matche will slowly walk to first. And Okotoks threatening to score in the top of the 7th inning. Jones and his catcher Domingo, a quick conversation. Out comes Cooper, and that will do it for the night for KJ Jones. A point to the bullpen. It appears Eli McKean will come on in. Jones wanted to continue, but a terrific effort from him in this game. 6.1 innings pitched of shutout work by KJ Jones, giving up 5 hits along the way. About 90 pitches, I believe, in this game. And he will be replaced by Rimbey, Alberta's Eli McKean. McKean, who attends University of Fraser Valley. It'll be his 11th appearance of the year. 2/3 of an inning pitched his last outing on Wednesday against Energy City, where he gave up 2 hits and a run. 1 strikeout to his name. Before that, 2 innings pitched against Sylvan Lake on the 6th. He had 4 strikeouts in that showing. He's averaging about a strikeout an inning this season. And with runners on first and second, he'll be looking to get the Giants out of a bit of a sticky situation in the top of the 7th. Been a defensive struggle, a pitching duel here at Legacy Dodge Field. Jones and Jace Wessels have been terrific in this contest, frustrating the batters. They also received plenty of defensive support around them. And we'll have our first pitching change of the night with the lanky Eli McKean on the mound for Fort McMurray. And I've noticed down at the Giants dugout that Carter Herkins are receiving a little bit of attention from the athletic therapists. Not sure if maybe there's a little bit of an equipment jam as well. He's still going back and forth. I wonder if he's got himself a bloody nose. He might have himself a bit of a bloody nose right now, does Carter Herkin. And that's why there's a delay on Fort McMurray's side. Zach Kavanaugh will now come into the game to replace Carter Herkin, who appears to be dealing with a stubborn bloody nose down there. This is the change that happened last night, was Carter Herkin coming in for Kavanaugh. Now, Kavanaugh comes in. So a couple of changes by Fort McMurray to their lineup. And the first pitch by Eli McKean finds the zone for a strike as he goes head-to-head against Leo Cote, who hit a single his last at-bat. He's 1 for 2 tonight. A 1 pitch from McKean. Low for a ball to even up the count. It appears it might be Sam Rambajan in the bullpen for the Giants right now, starting his warm-up procedures. McKean with the 1-1 pitch. High for ball number 2. Okotoks threatening to tie up this ball game with runners on first and second, only 1 out. Fouled off by Cote as that clipped the inside of his ankle. Evens the count at 2. A strikeout would be huge by Eli McKean in this position. Steven Elsner waits as the next batter for the Dawgs. Here's the offering from McKean. It's a chopper. Izaguirre has it, throws it for Murphy, back across! Doesn't make it as Izaguirre grabbed it from his pitcher McKean. It is 1 put away by the Giants. And Steven Elsner will now step to the plate for the Dawgs. With runners on the corners, 2 outs. Fort McMurray clinging to a 1-0 lead in the top of the 7th. Elsner came around, swung and missed. Breaking ball at 75 miles per hour from Eli McKean. Played with the Calgary Bison's under 18 squad. Throws another strike, his second one against Elsner. Also has experience, does McKean, at playing shortstop. Fraser Valley, they went 3 for 2 at the Canadian College Baseball Championships in May. The 0-2 pitch from McKean. This one flies into shallow right field. Scott Allen's under it. He makes the grab, and that will do it for the top of the 7th inning Fort McMurray continues to lead this contest 1-0. The Dawgs turn to their bullpen for the bottom of the 7th inning. Chase Tucker from St. John's, Newfoundland, steps up to the mound for Okotoks. He'll go head-to-head against Connor Martin. And we'll throw a strike to Martin to start things off. Tucker, it's his 18th appearance of the year. 22 innings pitched, 19 strikeouts to his name, to 5 walks and 19 hits. Was last in action on Wednesday, where he went 2 innings against Sylvan Lake. No hits against, 1 strikeout. As Connor Martin checks his swing for ball number 1, the count against him 1-2. Tucker, another one of the players on the Okotoks roster who attends Campbellsville University in Kentucky, a city of just under 11,600 people. 2-2 pitch into the turf. That brings us to a full count. As Campbellsville last year went 34-21, 7-10 in conference play, 2-0 in the Mid-East Regionals before going 0-2 in the NCCAA World Series. Martin goes up the middle, but scooped up and making the play. Matt J to corral to retire Connor Martin. Scott Allen will now step up to the plate for Fort McMurray. They haven't had a whole lot of offense in this game. They've only mustered 2 hits, forced 3 walks, but they have the lone run of the contest. Tucker's first pitch finds the inside of the plate for a called strike. Allen 0-2 so far, flew out into left field his last at-bat, swings on and misses that strike. Count is now 0-2. Allen from Delta, BC, a sophomore at Northeastern Oklahoma A&M. 0-2 pitch, misses the plate for ball number 1. Allen, through 48 collegiate games, has 26 hits to his name. looking to give a spark to this Giants offense, but he struck out looking. And it's 2 quick outs by Okotoks in the bottom of the 7th. Zach Kavanaugh will now step up for his first at-bat of the night, replacing Carter Herkin, who did not want to be replaced, but was dealing with what appeared to be a bloody nose. He fouls off the first pitch right over our press box. Kavanaugh from Chilliwack, BC, plays at Wright State University in Ohio. A 165 batting average so far this year. Fouls off the second pitch he faces. He's being very aggressive in this at-bat against Chase Tucker. Only had the one at-bat last night. It was a hit. He came home to score as well. 3 home runs to his name. The 0-2 pitch finds the zone. Strike number 3. And it's 3 up, 3 down by the Dawgs after 7 innings. Fort McMurray continues to lead it 1-0. Concordia University Sam Rambajan takes over on the mound for Fort McMurray as we start this 8th inning. Giants lead it 1-0. Last played on Tuesday against Energy City, where he went through 1 inning of work, only gave up the 1 hit, was also credited with the save in that game. He'll start this inning against Jackson Farah, who's 0 for 2 so far tonight. First pitch of the 8th, high for a ball. Fastball that reached 90 miles per hour from Sam Rambajan. Milton, Ontario product. A sophomore with the Bulldogs. Finds the zone for strike number 1. Majoring in graphic design and computer science. Concordia University, based out of Nebraska, went 41-13 in the NAIA this past season. Rambajan with the 1-1 pitch, low for ball number 2. Giants hoping he can lead them to their 4th straight victory as they try to take sole possession of the 4th and final playoff spot in the West Division. However, on the out-of-town scoreboard, Energy City leading their game 4-3 against Lethbridge at Spitz Stadium. Other games see Saskatoon ahead of Weyburn 3-2, Sylvan Lake leading Brooks 3-1, and Swift Current trailing Medicine Hat 4-1. Rambajan with the 3-1 pitch against Jackson Farah. Finds the zone for a strike. Farah was about a third of the way down to first base. He thought he was walked, but Marcus Erlinson says no, and it's a full count between Farah and Rambajan. Swung on and missed. Farah went from thinking he was walked to getting struck out to start the top of the 8th inning. And now Okotoks will head back to the top of their order with Jake Skaggs, 1 for 3 tonight. A single his last at-bat. The Missouri product will look to get a piece out of Rambajan, with the Giants leading this contest 1-0. First pitch finds the plate for strike number 1. If you like good pitching, if you like defense, this has been the place for you in the WCBL. This game has just flown by at Legacy Dodge Field. A lone run after 2 batters for Fort McMurray in the first. Bunt put down by Skaggs, and he runs it out. He put faith in his legs. The ball managed to stay fair. And Skaggs remains on first base, although Fort McMurray asking for a conference between the umpires. Oh, let's see what will happen here. Will the call remain the same? It will. That's probably the safe call. It was a very quick conversation between the umpires. It was tight, but that did appear to be the correct call. Now Connor Croson will step up to bat for the Dawgs. He's also 1 for 3, hit a single his last at-bat. Here's the pitch from Rambajan. Swung on and missed by Croson for strike number 1. The Dawgs have had their opportunities in this game. They've racked up 6 hits, but nothing to show for through at least 7 innings of work. 0-1 pitch. High for ball number 1. Another fastball reaching 90 miles per hour by Rambajan. Croson, senior at University of Montevallo. He will crush this. It is deep into left center field. It will find its way to the wall. Will they come around? No, they'll hold up the runner in Skaggs at third. It's a double by Connor Croson. And the Dawgs are knocking on the doorstep right now with runners in scoring position, 1 out. Anywhere else on the field, and that would have been a home run by Croson. Now Rambajan, a quick conversation with his catcher, Rico Domingo, as Logan Grant will step up to the plate. 0 for 3 so far tonight. Looking to tie up this game, maybe even put the Dawgs ahead by 1 in this 8th inning. The catcher, Logan Grant, against Sam Rambajan from Milton, Ontario. Miscommunication, it appears, between pitcher and catcher. Everyone will reset as we get ready to start this at-bat. Swung on and missed by Grant. Might have actually got a piece of it for a foul tip. Okotoks has got a feeling that Grant might be due for a hit here. 1 for 4 his last game. Tried to go for a bunt, but it tips off of his bat right to Mingo. Rambajan now ahead in the count, 0-2. A strikeout would be massive for him and the Giants. Here's the 0-2 pitch. This one is tattooed. It's deep in left field. Martin's back. He misses it. One will come home, and this game is now tied at 1 apiece. Back-to-back hits that were crushed into the outfield. And Okotoks has finally found a way to tie up this game in the top of the 8th. Rambajan has given up 3 straight hits. And he still has runners in scoring position on second and third, facing Skansky, who is headed to the WCBL All-Star game, along with Croson, who is standing at third base. Rambajan trying to settle himself on the mound. The 1-0 pitch, low for ball number 2. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Hit towards the shortstop. Did it hit the runner? No, it hit Miles Murphy, who couldn't corral it. 1 will come home. 2 comes home. And that might be an error against the shortstop that leads to a pair of runs. And just like that, in a blink, Okotoks now leads the contest 3-1. Nash Crowell will now step up to the plate. 2 for 3 so far tonight. He'll take a strike to start this at-bat. There is no activity right now from the bullpen, although somebody is running on over. That might be one of the new pitchers that has joined Fort McMurray this week. Derek Stotzer. We have a runner, ball, and making it easily into second base is Zane Skansky. This game feels wildly different from what we saw last night, despite it being similar situations. Now all the momentum on the side of Okotoks. They've been knocking on the door all night. They finally have broken through in this 8th inning. Rambajan with the 1-1 pitch. Locates the zone for a called strike. He's looking for a confidence builder as Sam Rambajan. Nash Crowell from Nova Scotia gets set for the 1-2 pitch. His team leads the game 3-1. A runner on second. This one's popped into the outfield. Coming across but unable to make a play on it was Snow. And now there's runners on the corners with 1 out. It's the 3rd single of the game by Nash Crowell. Eric Mache now will step up. Was hit by a pitch his last at bat, 0 for 2 so far this evening. Giants are looking towards the bullpen, asking them to speed up the process. They have given up 4 hits this inning, find themselves going from a 1-0 lead to a 3-1 deficit. Rambajan has found himself ahead in counts, but he hasn't been able to finish off the batters. That has been the difference so far this inning. Facing Illinois State Redbird, Eric Matche. Attempted stolen base. Wow. And they say that Crowell is safe at second, sliding in. There was a lot of hesitation. It was almost as if Scott Allen and Miles Murphy couldn't decide who was going to head to second base to cover. Rambajan pump faked. And now it's runners on second and third for Okotoks with a 2-run lead. The bottom is slowly falling out from under the Giants in this game. And here's another line drive into the outfield. It's going to land. Connor Martin will throw it to the shortstop, but coming home will be Zane Skansky. And just like that, Okotoks leads this game 4-1. And that will do it for Sam Rambajan. He will make way for one of the newcomers, Derek Stotzer from Redondo Beach, California. This will be the Giants' debut for Derek Stotzer. Instructions from his manager. Runners on the corners. 4 runs so far for Okotoks. A team that was going to be charged up for this game, especially in the manner they lost last night. Players being forced to walk back to the hotel, not the nearby Pomeroy, but deep into downtown at the Clearwater Hotel off of Highway 63. It was a slow start to this game for the offense as KJ Jones was terrific through 6 1/3 innings of work. But they find a way to get 5 hits on Sam Rambajan, 4 runs, and the #1 team in the West Division leads this game in the top of the 8th. Other games on the out-of-town scoreboard in the WCBL, there's 5 in total. Energy City Lethbridge tied at 5 in the bottom of the 6th. Sylvan Lake leads Brooks 4-1, bottom of the 8th. Top of the 7th, Saskatoon doubling up Weyburn 4-2. And Medicine Hat has marched out to a 6-1 lead against Swift Current in the top of the 7th at Athletic Park. Meanwhile, Redondo Beach, California's Derek Stotzer, a sophomore at College of the Desert, will make his Giants debut. Joined the team yesterday. And the first batter he will face will be Sherbrooke, Quebec's Leo Cote. First pitch from Stotzer, in there for a strike. Trying to catch a man stealing and getting across in time is Eric Matche. Both runners in scoring position for Okotoks, continuing to put pressure on Fort McMurray in this 8th inning. Stoutzer will get set for the 0-1 pitch. This one is tattooed, but it's just going to float foul. Couple feet to the right, and that would have been a 3-run dinger for Leo Cote. And that's a familiar sound in this top of the 8th inning. Just huge amounts of contact against Fort McMurray pitchers. Stoutzer resets, gets the 0-2 pitch off. Chopped to second baseman. Allen misses the hopper. 1 will come home. 2 comes home. And the Dawgs now lead it 6-1. That was when Scott Allen attacked the ball, but he misjudged. It hopped over top of his right shoulder into the outfield. And it's been a nightmare inning for the Giants, giving up 6 runs, trailing it 6-1. Stoutzer blazes one past Steven Elsner. He's 0 for 3 so far tonight. Trying to get his hitting game going. Pops one foul. And the big difference of this inning for Fort McMurray, they've gotten into advantageous positions against Okotoks batters. Up in counts 0-2, 1-2, but unable to finish off the strikeouts. Okotoks, plenty of contact going deep. And it's been 1 run after another. Jackson Farah is standing in the on-deck circle as Okotoks on the verge of rolling through their lineup. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Just outside for a ball, and the count's now 1-2. And Stoutzer strikes out Elsner. The first career strikeout for Derek Stoutzer in the WCBL. He'll now go up against Jackson Farah, who struck out to start this 8th inning. Feels like a lifetime ago, that strikeout from Sam Rambajan against Farah. First pitch from Stoutzer finds the outside of the plate for strike number 1. The 0-1 pitch popped up in the infield. Miles Murphy trying to track it down. He manages to do so, and that will end the top of the 8th inning. Dawgs strike 6 different times, and they carry a 6-1 lead.
looks like the Giants fan is in the lead. Boston's catching up though. Ketchup's taking the lead between Ketchup and the Giants fan. It's gonna be a hard finish.
Miles Murphy will start the bottom of the 8th inning for the Fort McMurray Giants. 0 for 2 so far tonight, as the Giants have been struggling offensively, only managing the 2 hits. But Murphy, a blooper, will get over the head of the second baseman, Scansey. It does! There'll be a leadoff single by Miles Murphy, as the Giants are looking for some kind of a spark, potentially an improbable comeback. They've won their last 2 games 7-6. The game against Energy City in the 11th inning. Oh, this one is smacked, but tracking it down in center field is Skaggs to make the out against Connor Rainey. The other game last night, Giants scored 3 runs in the 9th for a walk-off win against Okotoks. And thanks to this man who had the game-winning hit, Rico Domingo, trying to build some momentum for Fort McMurray against Chase Tucker. First pitch, inside for a ball. Murphy on first, 1 out. The 1-0 pitch from Chase Tucker incoming. Instead, he goes for the pickoff attempt. Murphy gets back in time. Domingo is 1 for 3 so far tonight. Had an RBI double in the first. A chopper, but it floats foul. That one lands. Murphy's got the legs. He might have had a chance of rounding to home. Instead, it's a strike, and the count is now 1-1. It's a very different game from the first time that Domingo hit. His double right after Rainey got walked opened the scoring. Some people were wondering if maybe the floodgates would open for the Giants. It has not happened, as Domingo swings and misses for strike number 2. He steps out of the batter's box, takes a breath, and now he digs in for the 1-2 pitch from Chase Tucker. He goes for the pickoff attempt. A little bit of foolery attempted by Nash Kroll as he tried to pretend the ball went bouncing by him. Murphy doesn't fall for it, and he remains at first. A chopper right to the catcher, Tucker. He'll turn and throw. It's a second out of the bottom of the 8th for the Dawgs. Murphy will advance to second. And Lane Snow will step up to the plate. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Snow from Fort Worth, Texas. Swings on the first pitch. He faces and misses for strike number 1. No activity from either bullpen. The 0-1 pitch from Tucker finds the zone, much to the dismay of Snow. Throws his head back, maybe a couple words under his breath, and he'll try to settle himself down for the 0-2 pitch from St. John, Newfoundland, Chase Tucker. there for a strike. That will do it for the 8th. Okotoks leading this game 6-1. As we get set for the start of the 9th inning, the skies have opened here at Legacy Dodge Field. The rain has arrived, sending fans for cover. Derek Stoutzer remains on the mound for Fort McMurray in his Giants debut. He'll go head-to-head against Jake Skaggs. Skaggs, who's 2 for 4 tonight. Singles in his last 2 plate appearances. Takes the ball, second one into the turf from Stoutzer. Looking to finish off this game for Fort McMurray. At this point, 1 inning is the difference for the Giants. KJ Jones' performance kind of gets lost after that 8th inning. He was phenomenal, only giving up 5 hits through 6.1 innings of work. And 4 straight balls for a walk against Jake Skaggs. That will bring All-Star Connor Croson to the plate. Croson's gone 2 for 4 as well tonight. A double in the 8th. Stoutzer looking for the pickoff attempt. Skaggs gets back in time. Croson double his last at bat, single before that. Ball tight inside. That's 5 straight balls so far for Derek Stoutzer, California man. Hustling to the bullpen is Penham Staton for the Giants. That pitch just finds the inside of the plate, and the count's now 1-1. And this one slapped into the outfield by Croson. They're going to wave a man around. Skaggs will make it easily into home plate. It's an RBI double by Connor Croson. And the Dawgs now lead it 7-1. Logan Grant will step up to the plate for Okotoks. That double his last at bat, his lone hit of the game, 1 for 4. Croson a terrific game, having gone 3 for 5 with a pair of doubles. Stoetzer gets set, his first pitch, a strike. Logan Grant doesn't agree with the decision. Shaking his head. He'll reset and get ready for the 0-1 pitch. It's a fly ball. Shallow center field. Flying and finding it is Connor Rainey. And that will be out number 1 for the Giants in the 9th. Zane Scansey will now step up to the plate for the Dawgs. 0 for 3, made it on base due to an error by Miles Murphy that brought home 2 runs. He's headed to the WCBL All-Star game, trying to snap his 0 for 8 run at the plate over his last 2 games. Takes a strike on the first pitch from Stoetzer. Second one, did he come around? Yes, he did. It was a borderline call, but Marcus Erlinson says that Scansey did come around with his hands. And the count's now 0-2. That one low and outside for a ball. Croson remains at second base. 1 out. Dawgs lead it 7-1. The 1-2 pitch hits the turf. Catcher Domingo manages to keep the bouncing ball near him and prevents Croson from charging to third. Evens the count at 2-2. Here's the pitch from Stoetzer. Into the turf once again. It bounces. The throw for third. Not in time. A second pass ball thrown by Derek Stoetzer that gets away from Domingo. The count is now full. A high ball thrown, a walk by Derek Stoetzer, and there'll be runners on the corners for the Dawgs. This will bring up Nash Crowell to the plate. He's 3 for 4. Every hit is a single for him tonight. Stanton continues his warm-up routine in the Giants bullpen. Stoetzer throws a ball to Nash Crowell to start this at-bat in the 9th. Third of 4 games between these two teams will take place tomorrow evening. Crowell hammers this one into left field. It will drop. One will come home. Rainey will throw it to the infield. And that will be a double for Nash Crowell, his 4th hit of the night. He has been terrific this evening, and that will do it for Derek Stotzer. He will be replaced by Penham Staton on the mound.
Community College in the South Ontario, number 51, Satin.
Pelham Staton takes over for the Fort McMurray Giants on the mound. The Vancouver, BC product will make his 7th appearance of the year. Last pitched Canada Day, July 1st. Gave up 1 hit, 3 runs, and walked a batter as well. Before that, went head-to-head against the Moose Jaw Miller Express on June 26th, where through 1 inning of work, he had given up 3 hits and a run in that game. Has not had a strikeout since June the 6th, and his first pitch low for a ball against Eric Matche. Matche 1 for 3 tonight, hit by a pitch. Got a single his last at-bat. Been a terrific game for the Giants until the 8th inning. Then the bottom fell out. Gave up 6 runs in the 8th, 2 so far in the 9th. They trail the contest 8-1 against the top team in the West Division. And this ball popped up. It's in foul territory. Martin will chase it. He grabs it. And he does just enough to hold Skansky at third base. That'll be the second out of the inning for Fort McMurray. Other games tonight. Couple finals to speak of. Sylvan Lake Downs Brooks 6-1. Saskatoon doubles up Weyburn 4-2. Medicine Hat putting down a beat down on Swift Current 8-1 in the top of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th, Energy City and Lethbridge tied at 5 apiece. Fort McMurray fans are huge Lethbridge fans right now, hoping the Bulls can pull out a win against Energy City and keep the tie for the 4th and final playoff spot intact heading into tomorrow. Leo Cote, his count officially 1 for 2. Was it 1 for 3, pardon me. Smashes this one into foul territory, and that evens the count at 1-1. Vancouver, BC, Staton against Sherbrooke, Quebec's Leo Cote. The 1-1 pitch, high for ball number 2. There's runners on second and third, 2 outs. Knew it was going to be a difficult game for the Giants. They haven't backed down, but one rough inning has made the difference. KJ Jones for sure should be the player of the game for Fort McMurray, the starting pitcher. Stanton gets Cote to swing and miss, and it makes the count full in the top of the ninth. Stanton and the Giants trying to get out of the ninth inning, trailing the game 8-1. Here's the pitch. It's grounded to Scott Allen. He turns the throw, and that will do it for the ninth inning. Fort McMurray, they strand 2 runners, but Okotoks adds 2 to their lead, and they're now up 8-1. Chase Tucker remains in the game for the Okotoks Dawgs as they lead this contest, 8-1. Almost had a moment where I switched over to my other sport that I normally call here, but it's summertime, not the winter. Matt Rhodes up at bat for the Giants. 0 for 1 tonight. Was walked and hit by a pitch his last time up. Takes a strike from Chase Tucker to start this battle. As the rain continues to come down, Rhodes up the middle. It's knocked down by the shortstop, and then he airs it over the head of his first baseman, Crowell. That will be double by rule for Matt Rhodes. As Matt Shea did a terrific job of knocking down the ball at a full stretch, but his throw well over top of the head of Nash Crowell. Aguirre will now step up to the plate with Rhodes at second base. Strange things have happened in baseball, especially when the rain comes out, as it has here in Fort McMurray. This pitch inside, ball number 1. Will credit Matt Rhodes with the hit, and then reaches second after the error. Rhodes now 1 for 2. This one fouled off by Aguirre. That evens the count at 1-1. Okotoks not overly concerned about Matt Rhodes at second. Aguirre fouls off the second straight pitch. Now in behind of the count at 1-2. Chase Tucker gets set for the 1-2 pitch. Does he find the zone? No, he doesn't. inside for a ball. It was a sliver away from being the fourth strikeout of the game for Chase Tucker. Instead, it's now a 2-2 count. And Izaguirre will stay alive in his at-bat. Nobody out, one on. The 2-2 pitch. That one is slapped by Izaguirre. Will it fall in between the outfielders? No, coming across and making the play is Farah. Rhodes will hustle to third. That's one away for Okotoks. Rhodes at third base, trying to get himself on the scoreboard for the Giants. Connor Martin will now step up to the plate for the Giants. 0 for 3 tonight. Grounded out to the shortstop his last appearance. First pitch from Tucker. Catches him in the hands. It goes right to Crowell. Crowell makes the play for the second out of the ninth. Holds Rhodes at third. And the Dawgs are one out away from evening up this four-game series rather, at one game apiece. Scott Allen, 0 for 3 tonight, struck out his last at-bat, trying to extend the game for the Giants. Fouls that one off. Fort McMurray would love to find a way to bring Matt Rhodes home. At the very least, it would be a consolation point. Pitch high for a ball, evens the count at 1-1. "12 hits put up by the Okotoks Dawgs for the second straight game. This one a grounder to the third baseman. Ball is thrown. Crowell will corral it, and that will do it here at Legacy Dodge Field. Okotoks, a very professional performance. They avenged their 7-6 loss last night with an 8-1 triumph. Game 3 of this four-game set will take place tomorrow at 7:05. We'll see how does this series continue.